Optimize your sexual health with nutrition. 5 key strategies. So today we are going to talk about the connection between your belly fat, your metabolism, and your sexual health. We're going to also talk about the fact that ED and belly fat actually have the same cause. And then I'm going to share with you 5 key strategies to improve your sexual health with nutrition. And then we'll just briefly go over 3 lifestyle factors that can make a really big difference when it comes to your sexual health. So as always, really my goal in these trainings is to transform the way that you look at losing weight and just being healthy, and that includes your mental, physical, and sexual health. Sometimes the things that I talk about go against the grain and the norm, but really what I'm trying to do is help you understand the root cause of why you're dealing with not only belly fat, but other issues like your maybe lackluster sexual health. And really, you can do all these things without counting calories, without going to the gym 7 days a week, and without ever feeling deprived or hungry. Okay, so who am I and why should you listen to me? My name is Trina Rise. I've been a holistic nutritionist since 2014. I am married. I have a loving husband. We've been married for 10 years. I have 3 kids. Um, and I really have spent the last 10 years refining my skills as a nutritionist and really delving into what men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s need to be healthy and to really have optimal health as they age. So it has to do with losing belly fat, but it also has to do with optimal health. And this is the guy who sort of encouraged me to work with men. He's my best friend, David. He's now approaching 60, but I worked with him in his early 50s to help him get control of his own health and lose weight because he was doing all the right things and he really wasn't getting results. So that was sort of the turning point for me and why I work with men. So this training's for you if you can relate to any of the following. You don't want to depend on a little blue pill. You want your body back. Maybe you want your sex life back. You want your energy back. You want to have a healthy sex life as you get older. You want to get back in the saddle. Some of my clients say that. You know that if you lose weight, things will get better in terms of your sexual health, but you've tried literally everything to lose weight and nothing works. And maybe you're actually starting to feel a little bit desperate because you're putting in your best effort. Maybe you're hitting the gym, 6 days a week, and you're eating well, and the scale really won't budge. So let's just dive in. Let's get started. I'm going to talk first about metabolism, belly fat, and sexual health, and what the connection between those 3 things are. So the cold hard truth is really that belly fat and problems in the bedroom are caused by the exact same thing, and that's a messed up metabolism. So that means that if you're carrying around extra weight, especially belly fat, and you're dealing with things like low energy, low sex drive, and ED, the first thing you need to do is fix your metabolism. So what does having a messed up metabolism mean? Well, basically any food that you eat gets turned into glucose or sugar, which then enters your blood and gets used by your cells for energy with the help of insulin. So a messed up metabolism means that your cells are not able to effectively use that glucose from the food you ate and turn it into energy. And that's called insulin resistance. So insulin resistance and a slow metabolism are exactly the same thing. So here are the facts. Number 1, the connection between belly fat, metabolism, and poor sexual health is insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is responsible for belly fat and a slow metabolism. Number 3, belly fat turns testosterone into estrogen. So your belly fat is actually an endocrine organ. It secretes an enzyme called aromatase. It is converting what testosterone you have in your body into estrogen, which is the female sex hormone, which is what's causing you to hold on to this extra weight. It causes breast tissue and all kinds of other problems. Number 4, you need healthy testosterone levels for optimal sexual health. I think that most people know that, but you need to have good testosterone levels to have optimal sexual health. Number 5, having belly fat means you have insulin resistance. You do not need to be diagnosed as a pre-diabetic or diabetic to have insulin resistance. So if you have belly fat, it really means you have some level of insulin resistance. Number 7 is chronically high levels of insulin, and insulin resistance equals low energy, damaged blood vessels and nerves, and reduced blood flow throughout your body, and obviously also to your penis. So number 8 is insulin resistance is what's making your metabolism slow, making your belly fat so stubborn, and wreaking havoc on your sex life. All right, so I'm going to go over briefly what insulin resistance is, just to give it some context. Insulin is really the key that unlocks your cell so that glucose or sugar can enter and get converted into energy. Okay, so if you remember, a food you eat gets turned into glucose, insulin gets released, insulin's like the key, opens your cell, lets that glucose get in. Okay, so consider this analogy when it comes to insulin resistance. Your cells are my husband and I'm insulin. I talk about nutrition way too much. I talk about it here, but I also talk about it way too much to my husband. And my husband has basically stopped listening to me. So your cells are sick and tired of all of the insulin that keeps being pumped into your bloodstream, and they've really stopped reacting to it or stopped listening to it. So it's kind of like my husband with his hands over his ears when I talk about nutrition. Your cells are sort of putting their hands over their ears and they're saying, I don't want any more insulin. It's too much. Okay, so if you have stubborn belly fat and your sexual health isn't great, you have some level of insulin resistance. And really in my program, The Belly Fat Fix, that's what I'm doing with people. This is the first thing we address is we address how food choices can reduce or eliminate insulin resistance. So insulin resistance has to do with your hormones, it has to do with your metabolism, and it has to do with inflammation. And those 3 things have to be addressed for your insulin resistance to get better. So this is really what I focus heavily on with my clients. It's definitely the basics. So now let's go on to the next topic, which is what is the root cause of erectile dysfunction and belly fat? And yes, they do have the same cause. So if you consider erectile dysfunction like the tip of the iceberg, then we have to look at what comes between. So you have things like heart disease, diabetes, clogged blood vessels, pre-diabetes, you have the belly fat, you've got low testosterone, you're probably on some medications, maybe you're even obese, you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. Those are all things that if you Google the cause of erectile dysfunction, those are the things that are going to come up. I took those off of the Mayo Clinic. That's the list they have of causes of erectile dysfunction. Okay, and all of these things actually have the same root cause, so down here under the surface, you have the bottom of the iceberg, and that's the root cause. And the root cause is insulin resistance. So insulin resistance causes low testosterone. It causes sleep disorders. It causes diabetes and heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity. It causes belly fat. And then those things in turn cause erectile dysfunction. So if you go to the doctor and your doctor says, well, you have erectile dysfunction because you have diabetes. Well, what caused the diabetes? Insulin resistance. If you've got high blood pressure and high cholesterol and messed up blood sugar, and you go to the doctor and you're having issues with erectile dysfunction, and your doctor says, well, it's because you have metabolic syndrome, it's because of your high cholesterol and your high blood pressure and your diabetes. Well, what caused those things? All those things are caused by insulin resistance. Insulin resistance really is the root cause of all of these things that then cause erectile dysfunction. So if you have erectile dysfunction, but you've never been diagnosed with any of these things here at the tip of the iceberg, then you probably should go to your doctor and get checked, because it means something is wrong. Okay, it means that there is a root problem that you need to address. So if you want to have optimal sexual health and you want to get rid of your belly fat for good, you need to deal with your insulin resistance and fix your metabolism. And we discussed this. Insulin and the way insulin functions is your metabolism. So if you have insulin resistance, you have a crappy metabolism. So here are 5 strategies to improve your sexual health with nutrition. Number 1 is to eat to balance your blood sugar. And the reason you need to do this is because eating to balance your blood sugar will help your insulin resistance become less. It will help your cells become responsive to insulin instead of resistant. So if we go back to the analogy of my husband, with his hands over his ears because he's the cells and I'm the insulin going like this about nutrition, he would be sort of, taking his hands off his ears and saying, okay, Trina, I'm going to listen to you. It's kind of like your cells. If you balance your blood sugar, then your cells are going to start listening to insulin again. They're going to start letting that glucose in your blood into your cells to make energy. So the reason why my clients lose weight and have better sexual health is because I teach them how to eat to balance their blood sugar. Balanced blood sugar equals insulin resistance. And I have clients say too, right? Like their sexual health improves. It's not because they're taking any fancy supplements. It's not because they're doing anything crazy. It's because they're learning how to eat to balance their blood sugar and they're reducing their insulin resistance. Okay. Dealing with your insulin resistance really is the key to optimal sexual health and long-lasting weight loss. They go together. So the key to eliminating insulin resistance is balanced blood sugar. And the key to balancing your blood sugar is food. There's no other way to balance your blood sugar. There's no other healthy way. Okay. Blood sugar is regulated by the foods that you choose to eat. You regulate your blood sugar by changing what, how, and when you eat food in a long-term eating approach. Okay. It's not a crash diet. It's not do this for a month, do this for 2 months. This is learning how to eat and when and what to eat so that you can keep your blood sugar balanced long term, so that you can keep your insulin levels low and you can be healthy. So men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s must eat to balance their blood sugar to have optimal sexual health and to lose weight. You guys don't need to eat less. You don't need to exercise more. You don't need to count calories, but you really, really need to learn how to balance your blood sugar. Okay. And when you eat the right food, your blood sugar will stay stable, your insulin stays low, and that allows your cells to become insulin sensitive again, insulin responsive. Your body releases glucagon, which is the opposite of insulin. You have stored fat cells that turn into energy. And then your metabolism improves and your sexual health improves. And then you're in this fantastic cycle, okay, of good health. You have balanced blood sugar, you have reduced insulin resistance, you have improved sexual health, and you have weight loss that you can sustain. Okay. And so part of learning how to balance your blood sugar is learning how food affects your blood sugar. If you just eat straight carbs and a lot of things that are in our diet right now, I think I read the other day that 50% of the diet in North America is ultra processed food. So those are things that are highly refined. Usually they've got lots of carbs like cereal, pasta, sugar, all these sorts of things. That spikes your blood sugar. Okay. And then you've got protein that doesn't spike your blood sugar as much, and fat that spikes it even less. So if you learn how to combine things, you can keep your blood sugar lower. So really to do that, focus on the basics, eat protein, healthy carbs, fat, and fiber at every single meal. That's a really, really important way to balance your blood sugar. Okay, the second nutritional strategy is a very simple one, and you guys are probably going to roll your eyes when I say it, but it's drink water. And your wife's probably told you don't drink enough water, maybe your girlfriend, maybe you just know you don't drink enough water, maybe you do drink enough water, but a lot of people that I talk to really are not drinking enough water. And there is a strong, and I put it in capitals because it's a strong connection between dehydration and sexual health. So dehydration is a condition that occurs when the body uses more fluids than it takes in, and it causes a decrease in blood volume and affects blood flow throughout the body. So, your penis is not like this separate entity. If you have reduced blood volume and blood flow throughout your body, your penis is also going to be affected. And studies have shown that even mild dehydration can have a negative impact on sexual health. So if you haven't had enough water, you can have reduced blood flow to the penis, making it really difficult to achieve and maintain an erection. So I have a friend actually who's a urologist. One of the first recommendations when someone comes to him is that they drink more water, especially if they say, I'm really not good at drinking water. Being hydrated is a really important part of sexual health. So how can you know if you're dehydrated? You can tell, and this is a very simple way to tell, just by what color your pee is when you go in the toilet. Just take a look. Okay, this chart sort of tells you if it's very dark orange, that means you're severely dehydrated. Over here on the left is very light yellow. That's very good, and sort of the color of apple juice is good. But that's a really easy way for you to figure out if you're dehydrated, if you're drinking enough water. If you are dehydrated, you're going to have to up your game and just get the water in however you can. Okay, the third strategy is to eat healthy fats. Healthy fats play a crucial role in testosterone production and sexual health. And I can't emphasize this enough because part of mainstream dieting for many years has been that you should be on a low-fat diet. Okay, and that's just not good for your sexual health. So there are a few slides that go with this, 5 of them, because this is really important. So first is hormone production. Testosterone is actually created from cholesterol, which is a type of fat. And you guys are probably scared of cholesterol. You know, it's been like, oh, if your cholesterol's high, you shouldn't eat cholesterol. That's not exactly true, because consuming healthy fats really helps provide the building blocks for cholesterol, which is necessary for your body to make testosterone. And low-fat diets can sometimes lead to a reduction in testosterone levels because they limit the availability of these essential building blocks. Okay, so you need to have cholesterol in your diet. You need to consume cholesterol, and actually, high cholesterol levels are not created from you eating cholesterol. They're created from inflammation, and they're created from you having dysregulated blood sugar and high levels of insulin. Okay, so again, that root cause of insulin resistance is the root cause of cholesterol. All right, you need cholesterol to produce testosterone. You also need healthy fat in your diet for nutrient absorption. So healthy fats like A, D, E, and K. Healthy fats assist in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. So A, D, E, and K as vitamins are fat-soluble. That means that they need fat to be absorbed into your body. All right. For example, vitamin D is essential for testosterone production. If you have low testosterone, you probably also have low vitamin D levels, and you can get your vitamin D levels checked. But please understand, if you're taking a vitamin D supplement, you're going to want to take one that is housed in oil. So you can get vitamin D tablets, but taking a vitamin D supplement that's in a gel cap that's either in coconut oil or olive oil is going to be better for you, because your body needs healthy fat to actually use that vitamin D for it to be properly absorbed into your body. Healthy fats are also really important for endocrine health. So omega-3 fatty acids, which I'm sure you've all heard about, that are found in foods like fatty fish, sardines, mackerel, salmon, and herring, grass-fed meat, walnuts, and there are a few other sources. They help reduce inflammation, and they support your overall endocrine health. And that's really important for maintaining balanced hormone levels, including testosterone. Okay, so again, omega-3 fatty acids are really important. Eating healthy fat also improves your insulin sensitivity. So there comes insulin again. Certain fats like monounsaturated fats, that sounds like a big name, but those are just fats that are found in things like olive oil, nuts, and avocados. They actually improve insulin sensitivity. So they help keep testosterone levels stable. Better insulin sensitivity reduces the risk of insulin resistance, which is linked to lower testosterone. So the way that works is, if you have insulin resistance, you're going to have belly fat. Belly fat means insulin resistance. If you have belly fat, your belly fat is changing your testosterone into estrogen. Okay, so you want to have better insulin sensitivity. You want your cells to be responsive to insulin. So eating healthy fats like olive oil, nuts, and avocados can help you with that. The next reason why you should have healthy fats in the diet is for sustained energy, okay? And to make you feel full. Healthy fats really give you a steady supply of energy. They don't spike your blood sugar, okay? They make you feel less hungry, and that can really be helpful if you're working to keep a balanced diet. And it can also support, weight management, reduce stress, and all of those things can influence testosterone levels and your sexual health. Okay, so that was the third strategy. The fourth strategy is to eat foods that support testosterone production. And, we did have a training about this about a month ago. It was specifically only about testosterone and eating foods that support testosterone production. So if you want to watch that training, just put testosterone in the comments and I can send it over to you. It goes over these foods in a little bit more detail and why they're good for testosterone production. Right now, I'm just going to list them quickly. So foods that boost testosterone are liver, parsley, asparagus, dark chocolate, red meat, butter, bacon, cruciferous vegetables. And cruciferous vegetables are things like broccoli, cauliflower, arugula, radishes, healthy oils like olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. Eggs are fantastic for testosterone production. Citrus fruits, yogurt and kefir, sauerkraut and other fermented foods, coffee, avocados, macadamia and Brazil nuts, and oysters. Okay. The fifth strategy really is to stop eating foods that destroy testosterone. So as much as you want to include these ones in your diet, just including them and really including healthy whole foods in your diet is going to help your testosterone production, but these ones are especially good. You really need to stop eating foods that destroy testosterone, okay? Because your sexual health as a man is really highly dependent on having thriving levels of testosterone. So foods that destroy testosterone are beer, um, alcohol. Yeah, have a drink here and there, but if you're drinking a lot, it can really affect your testosterone levels. Soy-based products, that's an area of contention among nutritionists and dietitians. Some people say yeah, some people say no. I say no, just because if you're carrying around a lot of extra weight, you have a lot of extra estrogen in your body, and soy can sort of mimic estrogen in the body. So no soy, no mint. Flax seeds as well, for the same reason as soy-based products. Yes, they can be healthy, they add fiber, but eating too much of them when you're already carrying around a lot of extra belly fat and your testosterone low is not great. Sugar is terrible for testosterone and pretty much everything else. Processed foods not good. Licorice, and then all of the crappy oils that are out there. Soybean oil, corn oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, and any other seed oil is really not good for your testosterone production. So I'm going to finish off just with a few other things to consider when it comes to your sexual health. These are more lifestyle things. They're not really food or nutritional factors, but your sleep is really important. Okay. You can improve your sleep quality and quantity. And studies really show that men who sleep 5 hours or less have a 15% reduction in testosterone levels. So getting as much sleep as possible will increase your testosterone. Better sleep equals more testosterone. Then you have stress. You really need to deal with stress. Stress increases the production of the stress hormone cortisol. Cortisol is really an enemy of testosterone and of your sexual health because your body prioritizes the production of cortisol when you are stressed. So less stress equals more testosterone. And I'm sure you guys all know that, right? Like when we're relaxed and we're not stressed, we're much more likely to want to engage sexually and to have a healthier sex life. Exercise is the other one. Everyone knows exercise is good. It's good for everything, but it does increase testosterone. So it doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be working out at the gym 5 days a week, but exercise can really reduce stress and improve your sleep. And those two things, as we just learned, will improve your testosterone levels. So regular physical activity can increase your testosterone levels. And then if you don't do a lot of physical activity already, just start small, okay? Go for a short walk every day and increase the duration every few days. That can be just like half an hour. It doesn't really matter. But more exercise is going to equal more testosterone, even if the exercise is just mild exercise. Okay, so that sort of wraps things up. I tried to get it done quickly today because my husband told me that I should not, that I should try to sort of make these a little bit shorter so people have more time to watch them. I know everybody's busy, but if you want more information, and I know this is it's a bit of a tricky subject, and it can be a little bit embarrassing. And even if you're, even for women, I know just talking about this stuff can be a little bit uncomfortable. So if you do want to talk to me privately about this, please reach out. You can book a free Zoom call with me. You can send me an email. You could also just message me on Messenger. Um, and we can talk a little bit more. But the most important thing, and a lot of guys ask me when they first start working with me, is working with you and implementing these strategies going to help my sex life? Because, you know, maybe they've already had to see the doctor, maybe they're having issues, maybe they're using medication to help. And the answer that I always tell them is yes, 100%, because the root cause of your metabolism being out of whack, which is insulin resistance, is the same reason why you are having a lackluster sexual life, really, and sexual health. So it all stems from a root cause. The root cause is the same. In my humble opinion, insulin resistance is really the root of all evil. It needs to be dealt with first. And if we deal with the insulin resistance and you start losing weight and you're still having issues, once you're at a healthy weight and once we've optimized, your supplements and your nutrition plan, then that can be a reason to, seek other treatment. But the first thing that needs to be dealt with is definitely the root cause, and that's insulin resistance. Okay? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.